any bad habits, things that you're caught up in doing, or ways of thinking that you just can't control. Habits can be both good and bad, of course. Things like brushing our teeth, having a shower, eating a balanced diet, exercising are all good habits. They're things which become part of the rhythm or the fabric of our lives. Most of us, though, have developed patterns of thought or patterns of behaviour which end up controlling us. And we do them almost without thinking and without knowing how much harm they may be doing to us and possibly to the people that we love too. Most of us then have some sort of a capacity to become enslaved or addicted to any number of things. Things which actually diminish us as human beings. Our lives can end up in ruts or stuck on a dead-end street. The good news, though, is that Jesus promises to help us break free of those negative things which control us. Misdirected and damaging desires can actually find their fulfillment and completion in Him. There are all sorts of different levels of life-controlling behaviour which so many of us live with, but which we don't have to. Alcohol, drugs, smoking, binge eating, shopping, gambling, internet addictions, checking our phones every 2 minutes, and so much, much more. These things can actually steal the joy from our lives. And to that Jesus says, look, follow me, walk with me, and we will work together to set you free from those things. A number of people have found that freedom in this valley in the last 18 months through the CAP Fresh Start course that we have been running. It really has been the most wonderful thing to see. People finding that they really can change their thinking, that their attitudes and behaviours really can be changed, their brains rewired in a sense. And so part of the good news about Jesus is that we really can find that freedom from those things which enslave us. And at the same time, Jesus deals with a sense of lostness that we might sometimes feel. He deals with that sense of dis-ease with life and with the world which we sometimes feel. He comes in search of us. He is knocking on the door of our lives. He wants to come in, to eat with us, and then to journey with us through the ups and downs of life. Maybe the truth is that we don't find God, but that He finds us. That is the good news. And what do we find? Well, ultimately we find ourselves. And when we do, we find the one who found and loved us long before we could find and love ourselves. The singer-songwriter Jason Upton puts it this way: for we are shaped and formed by the hands of God. We're held long before we can hold on. We are loved even before we know how to love. And like Jonah, even when we run from our calling, we end up running right back into Him. My experience, and the experience of many, is that looking back on life, and really only by looking back, we can see that God was with us in ways that we just didn't recognise at the time. No matter then how lost we feel sometimes, we're really not, because God has already found us. We just need to learn to recognise that He's right here with us. So this is the 6th and final video in this series of short Reflecting on the Way videos. Maybe one or more of them has spoken to something deep within you. if you want to go deeper into any of these things, there's an online course that we developed. It's called Identity, and it builds on these short videos and expands the ideas that we've explored. Essentially, joining in with the Jesus movement is something that we need to do with other people. We were not meant to be alone. There are people here ready to connect with you, to chat, to correspond with you, whatever would be helpful. So do get in touch through the Identity or church website. So may God fill you with His peace as you journey on. May you find purpose, belonging, freedom, and a fresh start as you recognise that God is much, much closer than you have ever thought.